Now, it's estimated that around 220,000 children are on some form of waiting list in the Public Health Service.
Joining us to discuss the impact of these delays is Director of the Irish Patients Association, Stephen McMahon, who's been here, I think, for the last 3-4 weeks. We've been discussing this, Stephen. And also, we have got Catriona Phelan and her 8-year-old daughter, Brianna. Thank you all so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
And Catriona, it's lovely to chat to you. Can you tell us Brianna, it's so nice to have you here because it's Brianna's first day of school, everyone.
School today.
She's got first day back to school today. Her teacher you had last year, so thank you for making the time to come. So Brianna has spina bifida.
Brianna has a spina bifida. She also has scoliosis. She's on the waiting list over 3 years now.
For what?
To get a spinal surgery done on her back to straighten her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you give us an idea of what a daily routine would be like for Brianna at the moment?
At the moment, she needs two of herself and her daddy to help her to get into the wheelchair. As before, she used to transfer herself with the banana board, kind of a thing. She had a banana board, she used to we used to put on the chair and she used to put herself into the wheelchair. All I had to do was just barely hold her and she did the whole thing herself. She can't even use her banana board anymore. So I have to lift her from underneath. Daddy has to lift her legs and put her into the wheelchair. And we have to make sure that she's actually properly sitting in the wheelchair. But as you can see, she's slanted now. So gravity is after taking over, basically.
But this is also having an effect on Brianna's breathing. Her whole diaphragm.
Her torso and everything is starting to come down on top of her lungs. So now when she's talking to anybody or pushing her chair, she has to take that big, deep breath and push for a second, then stop breathing and then take another deep breath and push again. It's got to the stage now where she's like, I don't want to push myself anymore. So we're doing all the pushing. The independent part of it's nearly...
You're smiling.
It's gone. Well, she doesn't mind being pushed around.
No, exactly.
No, I have a feeling you don't. You don't.
So, Brianna, her surgery was cancelled by Temple Street.
Yes.
And you were all gearing up for this.
We were. We were all hyped up for it. And
what was the reaction, or even the excuse that you heard?
We got the appointment in the post on the Wednesday. I opened it up. I was like, this could be it now. This could be our appointment date. I opened it up and I saw the 19th of September. Of course, started going around the house singing, we did it, we did it, we did it. We got the appointment. Yeah. Friday morning, I was up, just out of the bed. The phone rang. I'm like, it's Temple Street. Is this Brianna's mammy? I said, yeah, this is Brianna's mammy. I'm sorry to tell you, but the operation now has been cancelled. And I was like, I asked her why, and she goes, to the backlog, that's all I can tell you. And I'm so sorry this is after happening. And I'm like, when am I going to get another appointment? We just don't know.
We just don't know.
We just don't know.
You have no date?
We have no date whatsoever, no date.
But Brianna's breathing is affected.
Yeah, she's starting to be affected by it. She was over with her physio yesterday. They had to bring a lad down from the north to tilt her chair back, that she's able to sit back more into the chair to try and relieve a little bit of it. So they said they can't do anything until we get an appointment, or they might even review it themselves in 3 weeks' time, but something has to be done.
Were you looking forward to it, Brianna?
Yes.
Were you?
Yes.
Are you okay? How are you feeling now? You're ready to go to school?
Yeah.
You're ready to go to school.
Looking forward to your best friend,
Who's
Jack?
your best friend, Jack? Are you looking forward to seeing your best friend?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what she wants to do. Stephen, we've seen that we're close to 1 million people on waiting list now. 1 million. But we see the numbers, Catriona, and then there's the real stories. Like, 1 million people are like this.
Absolutely. And what we have here is a very brave little girl and a great mum and dad, warriors on our behalf. It's a life-changing operation for Brianna. And to hear, when you've got your appointment and that it's cancelled, the devastating impact it is. Yeah. Now, we got a release last night from Children's Hospitals Ireland, and they were saying that they've been in regular contact with families that are being affected by this decision. And, I'm surprised to hear that they haven't been in touch with you to update you with whatever plans they have. They're saying that they have cancelled 13 of these very specialised operations for several reasons. One of which is that, obviously there's a lot more resource needed in beds and probably further operations. but they don't name all of the reasons. Is this something to do with finance? Because the minutes of the board meeting of the HSE back in June that was covered in the Sunday Independent clearly shows that the HSE are very concerned about the overrun that they're currently experiencing in some areas. But I think it's absolutely important that Brianna and all the other patients that are affected by these cuts are actually updated and advised, because we clearly see, you know, the impact in someone's life here.
Well, we all know, I mean, it's the front of the Examiner today. I mean, this is something that has been discussed for years. And it's going to take so long to try and get through this waiting list. But when there's children involved, and we see Brianna here, she's been waiting for 3 years, and gets to the stage that if she doesn't have the surgery within a certain period of time, it could have an impact on her.
Oh, absolutely.
So why are cases like this in particular slipping through the net?
Well, in this particular case, I mean, the Minister and the government had made a lot of commitments to the families of children with scoliosis and spina bifida. And, you know, like they know what they were going to do to deal with the huge backlog of patients that needed care. And then suddenly you find that with all of this forward planning and knowledge that they had, that we find out at the very last minute, you know, on last Friday, that your operation, Brianna, is cancelled. And so there's something wrong in the planning process there, and we know that there are issues got to do with COVID and all that, but they are not the excuse for it. The real issues here are, in some cases, staffing, which actually in the community is another bigger issue.
Why? What do you mean?
Well, you know, we've 100,000 children waiting in the community for assessments for various disabilities and so on. And, you know, we hear of parents with children that they have to pay privately to get assessments for autism. And that's fine if you can pay it, like €2,000 just to get an assessment and some treatment. But the thing is, again, we were advised last night by the HSE that there's a 28% vacancy. Out of 20,000 staff, they've 5,500 staff missing out of the 91 teams. Now, do you think Team Ireland could put a team out with 28% gone? No, exactly. And the Minister needs to list out for all of the patients all over the country, for all the children, what the shortfalls in staff are in these particular primary care areas.
Because we do have public health nurses, like there's
Everything.
everywhere, but in CAMS, like the amount of consultants that aren't there. We do have a statement from Children's Health Ireland, and they're talking about the nature of these complex surgeries means that there are increased medical needs and a likelihood of longer stays in hospital for children and young people with complex conditions. Catriona, this isn't new for Brianna.
No. Brianna is now, she was on the urgent list. She's one of those people that was pumped up to the priority list. We had rescheduled her feet operation for this operation. She's now been taken off that feet operation in Kappa. They won't look at her now until her back surgery is done. Because now we had rescheduled that 3 times because they told us they were going to do her back, that her back was our priority. I rang Kappa, I explained to them what's after happening, and they said, no, the lists are all full up to nearly November, December. We will not be able to look at her until her back is done.
And the spinal surgery is done.
And because there comes a time where it could be too late for this, for spina bifida. I mean, how long really are you talking before, you know, that back is inoperable?
Well, she's 8 now, so if that's done the next 2 years to 3 years,
it changes everything.
It just changes everything. Her wheelchair will be all changed. Okay. Things will change for Brianna, but not for the better. It's for the worse. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So she won't be able to transfer herself properly anymore. She'll always need help. And that independent part of her life will be gone.
And Brianna, you're here. Brianna, you love being independent, don't you? You like doing what you want to do. Yeah? And Brianna she's like, we've been here all, like, this morning. Brianna likes to do what she wants to do.
Brianna likes to do what she wants to do. Yeah. She loves putting on the music on YouTube. She sings along to it. Sometimes she asks me to take her over a chair and sit her onto the floor and she'll dance along to the... She can't even do that now anymore. She gets too tired. She's on the floor rolling around. She gets too tired. Her new word is now, can I go to bed? Brianna would not go to bed during the day. Brianna would wake at 6:30 in the morning and she'll go till 7:30 till she goes to bed. Now she's in bed all day.
But everything's changed.
Everything has changed.
And did it change this summer more? Did you see a
Changed
huge
more.
change?
Just as she was coming to the summer holidays, the school were ringing me at 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock in the morning. Like, will you come and collect Brianna? She's crying, she's upset, she's tired. She's not
tired?
She's not concentrating in school anymore.
Yeah, I presume, just quickly, you've heard the same stories. You must see other families who are in similar situations.
I do, and I see it before I even had Brianna. I could see it on the news, and like those poor families, what they have to go through. But now it's on my doorstep, and I understand exactly what they're all going through because Brianna has spina bifida, and it's at my door.
Yeah.
So when you see the headlines of, we're close to 1 million people on waiting lists, but this is the reality. This is Brianna's reality.
I'm like, the government, pull your finger out. Pull your finger out. We shouldn't be on the television begging for help. Our kids need help, especially kids with special needs and all that. We shouldn't be on with it. It's the 21st century. Pull your finger out and do something for our kids.
Their rights are being violated.
Yeah.
Their rights, their human rights to, timely care and access to care, to be treated with dignity, to be, provide a proper information and so on.
Yeah.
And that, sadly, is the situation that we're coming across, and almost like 1 million other people out there having other similar, not quite as severe as yourselves, but other challenges to deal with.
For a country of 5 million people, to have almost 1 million people.
A very wealthy country.
And over 200,000 of them children.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is frightening. Listen, thank you so much, Catriona, for coming in this morning.
Thank you.
And Brianna, listen, you're an absolute superstar. Have a great
Are you ready for school?
Yes.
Are you? Are you dying to go?
Yes.
Are you mad to go?
Do you want to,
No,
do you want to say hello to your best friend Jack into the camera there? Do you want to say hello, Jack?
Give him a wave.
No.
You'll see him later on.
See you later.
And your dad is over. Look at that. Hello. He's been as good as gold. Look at him over there. He wasn't allowed to come on.
As you can see, she's not able to turn herself anymore, so she's trying to turn to have a look at things.
Listen,
She used to be able to.
She used to be able to. Before she was able to sit straight into the chair. We were after tweaking this chair about 5 times already.
yeah,
We can't tweak
In
the
what
chair.
space of time?
Within a couple of months since the summer.
Five times?
Yeah, 5 times. And we tweaked it again yesterday. They tilted it up for us and they put the chair back a little bit, just so she can have a little bit of relief off it. So,
Stephen,
Yeah.
I know that this is what you're dealing with every day, but as we said, this is your baby.
this is my baby.
Stephen McMahon, Director, thank you so much
Thank you again.
for coming in and chatting to us. And I know we're going to see you again probably next week because this is not getting better. And Catriona and
Thank you very
Brianna,
much.
thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
coming in and talking
you.
to us. Thank you, Brianna.
You're welcome.
You're so good. She's so good.